Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go right into this. My name is Daryl Guberman, CEO of Guberman PMC LLC, a quality consulting firm here in Connecticut. Let's go right into this. The virus lab they certified. How American leaders helped China approve a dangerous experiment. Ladies and gentlemen, hello, my friends. What I'm about to share with you isn't a theory. It's a fact-based story about how dangerous lab in China was approved to work with deadly viruses and how American organizations helped make it happen. We all remember 2020. The world shut down, businesses collapsed, loved ones were lost, children were kept from school, all because of a virus that many experts now believe may have come from the lab in Wuhan, China, called the Wuhan Institute of Virology, or the WIV. But who approved the lab to work with such dangerous materials? Here's the truth: a global system of accreditation and certification that leads straight back to the United States of America. The quiet giants, ANSI and ANAP. In America, there are two powerful organizations that most people have never heard of: ANSI, the American National Standards Institute, and ANAP, the American National Accrediting Board. These two groups create the rules and systems for lab safety, quality control, and certifications, not just in the United States, but through their influence worldwide. In 2018, they became one. ANSI took full control over ANAP. They became a single power operating under two names. And together they built and financially underwrote the International Accreditation Form incorporated in Delaware that certified the Wuhan lab. Who actually certified the Wuhan lab? Let's be clear, ANSI and ANAP do not directly certify the WIV, but they are legally and structurally responsible for the global network they did. The Wuhan lab was certified in 2017 by the CNAS, the China National Accreditation Services. CNAS is considered the Chinese equivalent of ANSI-ANAP, and it operates under the same global rules set by the organization called the International Accreditation Forum Incorporated in Delaware, an organization founded and funded by ANSI and ANAP. From 2015 to 21, the man running the CNAS, Zhao Jinwu, a Chinese national, was also chairman of the IF. That means the person in charge of certifying China's most dangerous lab was also the top leader of the global system built by America. Even more concerning, Zhao Jinwu has been involved in America's quality and certification system since 1994. He is also mandated by Communist China via the China National Intelligence Law, Article Number 7, to take our data. And under international rules, ANSI and ANAP are underwriters, hold legal responsibility for what happens inside the labs and systems they empower, including system failures and product failures. They were warned but ignored. Before and after the Wuhan lab was certified, there were multiple warnings. U.S. scientists visited the lab and reported unsafe conditions. Lab staff admitted they did not have enough trained technicians, but the certification went forward anyway. Pamela Sale, shocking testimony. In 2017, Pamela Sale, the Vice President of Laboratory Accreditation for ANSI-ANAP, admitted something stunning under legal deposition in Texas. She said one of the issues is that there is no commonly agreed upon set of standards that forensic labs around the country have to follow. Instead, there are informal guidelines that labs can choose to follow or not. In other words, there are no firm, consistent safety standards. Labs could follow the rules or not. This wasn't just true in America, it was true across the entire globe system ANSI-ANAP helped create. Who's really in charge? Conflict of interest everywhere. Here's where it gets even worse. ANSI and ANAP are not independent watchdogs. They are deeply entangled with very groups that are supposed to oversee. Right now, their boards include Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson, to name a few. But that's not all. Federal government agencies sit on their boards too, including approximately 50-plus federal agencies like the Department of Justice, the Department of Homeland Security, the U.S. Department of Commerce, and the Food and Drug Administration, FDA. And these agencies aren't just board members, ladies and gentlemen. They're also paying customers of ANSI and ANAP. That means they approve the system, use the system, and benefit from the system all at the same time. That's a textbook case of conflict of interest and regulatory capture, where the watchdogs work for the same people they're supposed to be watching. And then came the injections. Now, let's fast forward. After the virus broke out, a worldwide rush for vaccines began. Recently, a bombshell report revealed that Moderna injection contained HIV contamination. That's right. A virus used to treat one pandemic carried traces of another deadly virus. And remember, Moderna was fast-tracked using the same global certification pipeline that let the Wuhan lab pass inspection, same system, same lack of oversight, same players. And if you look at their ticker symbol on the Dow Jones, it's mRNA. Isn't that coincidental? So what do we do now? The same groups that helped approve a dangerous lab in China, the same groups that ignored safety warnings, the same groups that worked hand in hand with drug companies and federal agencies, they are still in charge today. It's time we pull back the curtain. It's time we demand accountability. And it's time we rebuild a system that works for the people, not for the corporations and bureaucrats who profit from failure. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The biggest problem is the Department of Justice. Okay? The Department of Justice sits on ANZI-ANAB's board, not just as a member, but also as a paying customer. So if we have to get to the bottom of a situation, they're going to bullshit us. As Dwight D. Eisenhower always said, and this is why I do what I do for you, ladies and gentlemen. I do it so that it opens up your mind. Everything we have is fully documented. We have all essential documents. This is no conspiracy theory. But as Dwight D. Eisenhower said, it is not the size of the dog in the fight that counts. It's the size of the fight in the dog. And you know something? Thomas Paine said a very rich thing over 300 plus years ago. He said, when speaking the truth, it is many times like administering medication to the dead, and I hope none of you are dead and have listened to this. My number is 203-556-1493. I look forward to seeing you and hearing from you, and please put your commentary down below. If you need any information, do not hesitate to contact me, because an informed society is one that the politicians are going to be scared of. I thank you.